All right, so that Chargers playoff loss to the Texans.
Yeah.
What a shit show.
Seriously, like, offense, defense, you name it, they just completely fell apart.
Yeah, it's rough, man. Like, when you see a team with that much talent just lay an egg like that.
Makes you wonder, though, like, what if Asante Samuel Jr. had been healthy all year?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Dude missed almost the whole season with that shoulder.
That shoulder, I mean, he was basically a ghost.
Basically.
You know, and I bet that was tough on him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, you're sidelined watching your team struggle.
Yeah.
And, you know, you could be out there making a difference. It's going to mess with you mentally.
Yeah, big time. And now he's a free agent, right?
Yep. He's a free agent, said he loves the Chargers, wants to stay. But is that the best move for him?
Good question. And honestly, is it the right move for the Chargers? I mean, did you see their secondary against Nico Collins?
Dude was torching them.
It was like watching a middle school team out there. They need help at corner, like bad.
Desperately.
Yeah.
So you'd think bringing Samuel Jr. back would be a no-brainer.
All right, seems obvious.
On the surface, yeah, you've got a second-round pick, son of a Pats legend.
Right.
Flashes of serious talent. But let's look a little deeper.
Okay, I'm listening.
Before the injury, Samuel Jr. was durable as hell.
Yeah, he played all 17 games 2 seasons straight.
Exactly, and that's huge in the NFL, especially at corner.
Yeah, that position is brutal.
You need guys you can count on week in and week out.
No doubt. And you can't forget about his playmaking either.
6 picks, a fumble recovery in his young career.
Dude's got a nose for the ball.
And having a solid corner under team control, that's crucial for the Chargers right now.
Especially with how much money they've got tied up in the offense.
Exactly. Herbert, Allen, Eckler, those guys aren't cheap.
So you got to find value where you can...
Yeah, which brings us to another wrinkle.
Call me, yeah.
The Chargers defense is about to go through some major changes.
Oh, yeah, you're talking about Khalil Mack,
Might retire.
Joey Bosa,
1 year left on his deal.
and even Derwin James.
2 years?
Yeah.
That's a lot of potential turnover for a defense that already underperformed.
No kidding. So you're thinking re-signing Samuel Jr. could bring some stability to that situation.
Exactly. Lock him into a team-friendly deal. Young, talented cornerstone you can build your secondary around.
While they figure out the rest of the defense.
Exactly. And let's be real here, even though they keep choking in the playoffs.
Yeah, the Chargers do have a young core to build around.
With guys like Samuel Jr. leading the way.
Right, he's a big part of that future. Okay, so we've talked about Samuel Jr.'s potential, the injury, the contract situation, the Chargers' defensive needs. It's a lot to unpack.
It is, but it all boils down to one question. Can the Chargers build a championship-caliber defense around Asante Samuel Jr.?
That's the big one, right? They've clearly gone all in on offense with Herbert at the helm, but you need a solid defense to win Super Bowls. Just look at the Eagles this year.
Exactly. And that's why this decision on Samuel Jr. is so crucial. It's not just about filling a hole in the secondary. It's about finding the right pieces to build a complete dominant defense.
And let's be real, they haven't exactly nailed it on defense lately. Too many blown coverages, missed tackles, and just a general lack of consistency.
Right. And with the potential departures of Mack and Bosa looming, there's a lot of uncertainty surrounding that unit. Re-signing Samuel Jr. would at least give them a young, talented corner to build around.
A guy who's already familiar with the system, has shown he can play at a high level, and could potentially be their #1 corner for years to come.
If he can stay healthy and continue to develop, remember, we're talking about a guy who missed almost an entire season. There's always that risk of re-injury, especially at a position as physically demanding as cornerback.
And let's not forget about the financial aspect. The Chargers have a lot of money committed to their offense, so they need to be smart with their spending on defense.
Absolutely. They can't afford to overpay for Samuel Jr., especially if they're not completely convinced he's the long-term answer.
So it's a high-stakes gamble for both sides. The Chargers are betting on Samuel Jr.'s potential, while he's betting on his ability to stay healthy and earn a big payday.
And ultimately, it comes down to this. Do the Chargers believe Asante Samuel Jr. can be the cornerstone of a championship-caliber defense?
If they do, they need to lock him up long-term. But if there's any doubt, they might be better off letting him walk and exploring other options.
It's a tough call, but that's what general managers get paid the big bucks for. To make those tough decisions and build a team that can compete for a Super Bowl.
And for us fans, it's going to be fascinating to see how this all plays out. Will Samuel Jr. be back in a Chargers uniform next season? Will he live up to the hype and become that lockdown corner they desperately need?
Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure, the Chargers offseason just got a whole lot more interesting.
Damn right. This is going to be fun to watch. And speaking of fun, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button for more Chargers content. We're breaking down all the latest news, rumors, and draft speculation, so you don't want to miss a thing.
We'll be back soon with more insights and analysis, so make sure you're subscribed and ready to dive deep into the world of Chargers football. Okay, so we've said it, the Chargers need help in that secondary.
For sure.
Samuel Jr. seems like he's the answer, but can he really do it? Like, can he be the guy shutting down the best receiver week after week?
Yeah, that's what we got to figure out, right? He's had some good moments.
He has.
But coming off that injury,
Huge question mark.
Chargers defense is kind of all over the place right now.
Yeah, you just don't know what's going to happen with all the changes they might have coming.
It's a tough situation for him, no doubt about it.
Tough, like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube while someone's shaking the table.
That's a good one.
If Mac retires and Bosa leaves, that's a huge part of their pass rush gone.
No kidding.
Can Samuel Jr. be as good without that pressure?
Yeah, he's being asked to step up big time.
Leadership role on a defense that's still trying to find its identity.
Plus, he's got to prove he can stay healthy after that shoulder.
And, oh yeah, don't forget about the contract.
Right, he's a free agent. Got to make a decision here.
Does he bet on himself, try to get a massive deal, or does he take a team-friendly deal and stay in LA?
It's a gamble.
Yeah.
Either way, if he balls out next season, he could be looking at a huge payday.
Huge.
But if he struggles or gets hurt again, his value takes a hit.
Big time. And for the Chargers, they got to weigh the risks and rewards.
Do they give him that big contract now and hope he becomes a shutdown corner?
Or do they let him walk and maybe miss out on a key piece for their future?
Man, that's tough. That's the dilemma for every team, right?
Okay.
Trying to balance the now with the future.
Yeah.
Especially for the Chargers with how they've built their offense.
All in on offense.
Right? They've got so much money in Herbert Allen Eckler.
You got to find those chipper options on D.
And that's where Samuel Jr. comes in.
Young, talented, still on that rookie contract.
Could be a huge value for them both on the field and for the salary cap.
Exactly. But the biggest question still remains.
Can he be the guy? Can he be the one to take their defense to the next level?
Championship level.
When you look at everything, his genes, his athleticism, the moments he's had, you see the potential.
It's just a reason for the hype.
But potential's one thing, actually doing it is a whole other story.
No doubt. And that's why this offseason is so big for Samuel Jr. and the Chargers.
Yeah, they're both at a crossroads.
Every decision they make in the next few months will have consequences for years.
This is where it gets really interesting for me. The Chargers are in win-now mode with Herbert, but they got to build for the future too.
They do.
And Samuel Jr. is right in the middle of it all.
He's the wild card, the X factor.
If he becomes that lockdown corner, the Chargers D could be scary good.
Seriously.
But if he doesn't, they could be in for another year of defensive struggles. So what's the verdict? Should the Chargers re-sign Samuel Jr.? Is he the solution to their defensive problems?
Let's break it down. Look at the pros and cons, all the options, see if we can reach a conclusion.
Sounds good to me.
But first, a quick reminder to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel for more Chargers content.
Don't miss out on the hottest takes and the deepest analysis in the game.
We'll be back with more insights and analysis, so make sure you're subscribed and ready to go deep on all things Chargers football.
All right, back to Samuel Jr. Let's get into the details and see if this guy is worth the investment. So we've talked about all this stuff with Samuel Jr.
Yeah, potential injury contract, Chargers defense.
Lot to consider.
Boils down to, can the Chargers build a championship defense around him?
That's the million-dollar question, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they're all in on offense,
Herbert's the guy.
but you got to have a D to win it all. Look at the Eagles.
Exactly. They were stacked on that side of the ball.
This decision on Samuel Jr. is huge.
It is. It's not just filling a spot.
Right. It's about finding the right guys
Yeah.
to build a real defense.
One that can dominate.
And let's face it, the Chargers haven't been great on D lately.
No, they haven't.
Blown coverages, missed tackles, just inconsistent.
And with Mac and Bursa maybe leaving, who knows what happens?
So re-signing Samuel Jr. at least gives him a good corner to build around.
Young, talented, already knows the system.
Could be their number one for years.
If he stays healthy.
That's a big if.
He missed a whole season. That's a lot of time.
Especially for a corner, that position's brutal.
And we can't forget about the money either.
Right. Chargers spent a ton on offense.
They got to be smart with the D.
Can't overpay for Samuel Jr.
Not unless they're sure he's the guy.
So it's risky for both sides.
Chargers betting on his potential. He's betting on himself.
Hoping to stay healthy and get paid.
It really comes down to do the Chargers believe he can be that guy?
The cornerstone of a championship defense.
If they do, they got to lock him up.
Long-term deal, but if they have doubts,
Maybe they move on, explore other options.
it's tough, but that's why those GMs make the big bucks.
It's going to make those calls, build a team that can win it all.
As fans, this is going to be interesting to watch.
For sure.
Will Samuel Jr. be back? Will he be that shutdown corner?
Only time will tell, but this Chargers offseason just got a lot more interesting.
It did, for sure.
Yeah.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and smash that like button for more Chargers content.
We're breaking down all the latest news, rumors, and draft stuff. You don't want to miss it.
We'll be back soon with more analysis, so make sure you're subscribed and ready to dive deep into Chargers football.
See you next time.
Later.